So you kind of teased it there. Like, obviously, we don't yet know if Damwon wins Worlds. They've certainly won a bunch of LCK. You know, he's actually someone where people forget this, right? But if you ever watch any other games, I mean, I'm sure you can relate to this from watching other esports games. I feel like a really big mistake people make is when someone has a resume like Faker does, it seems like, well, it's impossible to ever catch up to that because of how hard it is. But this is the part people miss, is because only one set of players in a team win the championship and the other ones don't. Every time you win the championship, you also deny your competition the championship. And so if you start winning a whole bunch in a row, you can catch up really fast. I mean, the analogy I would give for League fans would be, remember how utterly insurmountable TSM's lead in terms of LCS championships seemed at one point in time. But all of a sudden, Team Liquid's like right there with them. At one point in time, even CLG wasn't that far behind when they won a couple. You know, Cloud9's won a whole bunch. Like, as I say, when you start winning them, as hard as they are to win, if you are the dominant force, you can catch up real fast. So Showmaker, if he wins this Worlds, he's already going to start actually be in a very close position in terms of resume. And then obviously the eye test takes on, we start having this discussion, right? Without skipping too far ahead even beyond this tournament. Do you actually think, in terms of as an individual player, as a mid laner, do you think he actually can really challenge Faker and go for like greatest player ever in League of Legends?
It's really difficult because it really comes down to like your own like criterias of like what you value in your player, or what you value in a player.
What would yours be then? What kind of things do you look for?
See, because like there's like loads of years I think Knight's been the best player, like maybe for like the past 3 years. I think Knight has literally, I don't care that he's not been to Worlds. Like every single year I think he's like arguably the best player in the world. He never wins Worlds, he's not even winning LPL, but he is just so that unbelievably fantastical. But Showmaker is my other alternative. If it's not Knight, it's Showmaker. And it's not even like he's doing it with like these stacked teams. His bot lane's absolute shit. It's terrible. So the amount of times he has to execute in a game, in a series to win it, it's so consistent. It really is like Faker in like 2013 and when he had his run in Worlds and OGN, where he had to just be exceptional every single game. And it was kind of ruined this year when they done all that lane swapping shit in the regular season, but which has kind of tainted that a little bit because he started fanning around, but he is just really, really good. I think, seriously, with the same way you discussed Rookie, another 2 years or a year and a half of like this kind of level of performance, I genuinely think you could put him in there and start really rationally talking about him being the best.
Yes, and I'll even say as well, like if people know, obviously I laid my criteria out when I did that whole Western GOAT series. One thing I think is very underrated is we're talking about like the greatest player ever. Realistically, we're only counting like prime years. It doesn't matter if you hang on and you just have a bunch where you're all right or you're like the 10th best mid laner. So to me, I have to say, I'm beyond season 7. I don't give a fuck what Faker did. I don't care that he won some LCK titles because, you know, Griffin and Genji choked and, you know, by the way, you had some fucking stacked teams those years. Go back and look, like he had like top 3 players at every position at times. So I personally think if you're looking at this discussion we're having, you're talking season 3, season 5, season 6, and then parts of season 7, and particularly obviously Worlds. So at that point in time, people do the thing where they think it's Faker's whole career. It's like, look, no one else was playing from 2013 except Rookie, who's basically in this discussion. So yeah, at that point in time, no one can do it. But I agree with you. If you look at prime years, it's not that many more years till someone like Showmaker can be in the convo. With that said, like I said earlier, it is still really fucking hard to do this for another year. It's hard to win more LCK. It's hard to win more Worlds. It's really hard. So yeah, never overestimate that, of course.